Something weird about misophonia is the fact that some people and some things just might not trigger you at all. Let's talk about it. You see, I've spoken before about the fact that every person will trigger you in a different way. Not in the sense that they'll have a different trigger, but that their trigger severity will be different. Some people might trigger you worse, some people might trigger you less. It just depends on your relationship with the person, the severity of your misophonia, the kind of trigger you have, and a whole host of other things that we just have no way of knowing. It's the same way for people who don't trigger you at all. It's a very well-known phenomenon that sometimes people just won't be triggered by their children or their pets or their parents or their siblings or whoever, their spouse. It just really depends, because at the same time, there are people who their spouse, their children, their siblings, their parents, their pets, their triggers are the worst for them. Like I said, it's all incredibly variable. And just because you don't trigger someone now doesn't mean you won't trigger them in the future. There have been multiple times in my life when there's been someone who didn't trigger me at first, but then all of a sudden they did trigger me later. It's all so complex and so subconscious that there's just no way of knowing if someone's going to trigger you or not. And if they don't, whether or not that's going to be the way it is forever. And if they do, whether or not it's going to get better in the future. And it isn't this way for everyone either. There are a lot of people who everyone triggers them no matter what. It doesn't matter if they are their child, their husband, their wife. Doesn't matter. Everyone triggers them just the same. Or at least no one is immune to those trigger responses. But we really don't know why this happens. We really don't know why some people just won't trigger us and some people will, or some things won't and some things will. Just the same as how we don't know why some people are more severe triggers than others. Misophonia is an incredibly personal and incredibly diverse disorder, to the point where trying to figure out anything about it is incredibly complex because of all the factors you have to put into play. Does the person have CPTSD? Does the person have any other kind of psychological issues? What was that person's inciting incident to their misophonia? You know, it all is just so variable. But there are some people, for some people who have misophonia, that just won't trigger them at all. If we ever figure out what causes it, I'll be the first person to tell you all. But right now we don't. So it's just a very strange thing that we have to deal with. Like, subscribe, and follow for more.